Okay, we have created our bounded stack library. We've created the interface. It's right there. And we've created our jar files. There's our bounded stack interface.jar, and there's our bounded stack interface API.jar. And now we want to use them in another project. Okay, so I'm going to collapse this project. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to create a new project, a new Java project, and this one's just going to be called Bounded Stack. All right, and it's going to the right place. Hit finish. And the first thing I want to do is I want to import my libraries from Bounded Stack Lib. Okay, so let's see, how do I do that? I want to go to the build path, and I want to go to configure build path and go to libraries, and I'm going to click this add external jars here. Okay, and because this is the last place I was, it's going to take me right there. So I'm going to, I want to import this bounded stack interface. So I'm going to open that. And I'm just going to leave it. You can see that it's still in Bounded Stack Lib. It's still in the Bounded Stack Lib project /lib. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, I'm not going to put it anywhere else. It's in a nice safe position now, so I'm just going to keep it there. But now, so I'm going to hit apply, and now I'm going to open up this bounded stack interface here, and I've got this item that says Java doc location. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and hit edit for that Java doc location, so there's nothing there yet. And our Java doc is in an archive, so I'm going to click that button. It technically is a workspace file, but I'm going to treat it like an external file. Okay, so I'm going to browse, and again, it's opening up to the last place I was, and this is developer Eclipse Mars Bounded Stack Lib. Okay, and that's where our API is. I'm going to open that up. And now it says path within archive, and this is kind of important because you have to browse to doc, because the thing it's going to look for is it's going to look for the index.html file, which happens to be in doc. Okay, so for the path, I'm going to choose doc. I'm going to hit OK, and now you can validate it. And it says location is likely valid. Files package list and index.html have been found. So I'm just going to accept that and say OK, and I'm going to hit OK here, and then I'm going to apply it, and I'm going to hit OK. All right, so how do we know it's actually done anything? Well, we do have this extra tab. It says reference libs, but to really see if it did the right thing here, we're going to have to create a file. So we're going to go into source, and we're going to make sure that we name our package the same name as was in the Bounded Stack Lib project. Okay, and our package was Bounded Stack, all in lowercase. Okay, so I'm going to create a new package. Package is going to be called Bounded Stack, and I'm going to click finish. And now what we're going to do here is we are going to create an abstract stack, and we're going to create an array-based stack. So the abstract stack, that's what it's going to be called, abstract stack, and it's going to be an abstract class. And the array-based stack is going to be called ArrayStack, and that's going to be our concrete class with the representation. So the first thing I'm going to do, since I know beforehand, I'm going to create both of those classes. The abstract class is the one that directly implements the interface. So I'm actually going to create that first, even though that's not really the one I want to implement first. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and create a class. And this is a class. It's not an interface. It's going to be called array, abstract stack. And let's see, modifiers, it is going to be abstract. Actually, it is going to be abstract, but I'm going to leave this out temporarily. The superclass is JavaLang object. It's because it's not extending the interface. It is simply implementing the interface. And the reason I'm leaving out this abstract, and I'm checking inherited abstract methods, all right, is because I want Eclipse to automatically generate those stubs for me, and I want to just kind of take a look at what methods I have, and then figure out which ones are the secondary methods, which ones are the primary methods, and then I'm just going to delete all the primary methods. All right, it's just, you don't have to do it that way. I just, sometimes it's convenient. All right, so I want to add an interface here. And the interface is going to be stack. And look at that. It just calls it up right here. That means it found stack. And it's coming from that library. See, this is where it's coming from, BoundedStack4-UsingJarFiles.jar. I want to click OK. And now that I see that E on there, I'm going to put an E on here, and I think everything will work out better if I do that. And it's also saying, do you want to generate comments? I think I tried that before and I was not impressed by it. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Finish. All right, and there are all the methods that we would normally have to implement if this was a concrete class. But this is going to be abstract class. So I'm going to pick and choose here. The iterator method needs to be implemented because the interface extends iterator, and it's required to implement this method. I'm going to implement that in the concrete classes. All right, you can implement it here. There's probably a way, but I think it's just easier to implement individually in each concrete class. Capacity, that's going to be a primary method. Clear is going to be a primary method. Copy is going to be a secondary method, so I'm keeping that. And it's going to give me an error telling me all the things aren't implemented, but that's okay. Depth is going to be a primary method. And I could just go look at my interface, the documentation, but I find it easier to do this. Is empty and is full, those are going to be secondary methods. Whoops, scrolling the wrong way. Is valid is checking the representation invariant. That's going to be a primary method. New instance is going to be a primary method. You definitely need to have new instance be primary. And pop and push are both going to be primary methods. All right, so I'm going to save that, and it's giving me this error. And now I can actually choose to add unimplemented methods. Well, those are the ones I just got rid of. And I can also choose make type abstract class abstract, and that's the one I'm going to choose. Okay, and I don't need to import this iterator anymore because I'm going to implement that in the concrete class. All right, so now we've got our array stack, and hopefully this will work. Now it's giving us the Java doc for bounded stack. So look at that. So that means that we have imported our Java docs correctly in the jar file. Okay, you can also do this. You can also just choose that and press F2 for focus. And then it gives us these little options down there, open declaration and open attached Java doc in a browser. I'm not sure if this is going to open up Chrome. I'd actually like it to open up. Oh, okay, good. It opens up within Eclipse. All right, so here's our Java docs, and then you can take a look at these when you're implementing the methods. All right, so if we go back to abstract stack, and you notice these method stubs that have been generated already have some default return values. Like this is empty as a Boolean return, so it's just returning false. I'm going to leave these methods unimplemented for the time being, and I'm going to go ahead and create my array stack right now. Okay, so I'm going to go to bounded stack. I'm going to go to new class. All right. My class name is going to be array stack with an E. Okay, it's generic. And my superclass is going to be the abstract class. Okay, so let me see, abstract stack. And there it is. Okay, and I am going to generate stubs for the inherited abstract methods here. All right, and I'm going to click Finish. And now here's my array stack, and it's got all of my stubs for primary methods, including the iterator that I have to implement in this concrete class.